Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. My name is Steve. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from my normal videos because I actually have my wife, Lindsay, here with me to do this reaction. This is actually the very first video that I did on this channel well over a year ago. When I first started this journey, I had no idea what the differences were between the UK, Great Britain, and England. And so this video really jump-started my knowledge about the part of the world that my channel's about, basically. And so over the last few weeks since I've started receiving packages in the mail, my wife, Lindsay, and my daughter has actually been helping me open these packages and try these different snacks and whatnot. And it's just been a lot of fun. And I really wanted to bring her in on this channel a little bit. And she's finally decided she wants to join in a little bit as well. She probably won't be on all the videos going forward, but we're thinking just every once in a while we'll bring her in on the channel. And
so I can start learning about the UK as well, more than just the food and
yeah,
you all.
From what we've learned about her ancestry seems to be pretty much predominantly from the UK. We haven't seen any ancestor lines from anywhere else so far.
Not so far. And also, interestingly, it's mostly just the southern and southwest part of the UK as well.
Yeah, so mostly, I think, wasn't it like some Cornwall area?
Kent and Cornwall were the main two areas.
So far.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going into this, do you know anything at all about the differences between the UK, Great Britain, and England?
Not really. I don't think so. I'll either learn that I knew more than I thought or less than I thought.
So you know what England is, obviously.
I mean, I know it's just part of the UK. It's like Britain, right?
What do you know what England specifically is? I mean, you obviously do.
No, not on the map. No.
No, but I'm saying England is a country.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's the thing that pretty much everybody knows. Everybody knows what England is. They just get confused on Great Britain,
how it's separated,
and the UK and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is a great video. I don't remember everything about this video, but I just remember that it was like an eye opener because when I first got started on this journey, I literally had no idea what the differences were.
Yeah, in school we're not taught much about it, really, as far as how it's separated and how it's the same and all that. I mean, in geography class, obviously I knew where it was on a map, but I don't know the ins and outs of how it breaks down. So it'll be interesting to see more in depth, I think.
Right. So before we get started, guys, I just want to mention this is obviously because we got two people here on the screen. This is a little bit different. So please let us know in the comments if this setup works, at least temporarily, if it looks pretty good. And also, I'm just curious how the sound is coming through between like how loud we are compared to the video, because while we did test that on a separate video just to see how the sounded to us, it sounded fine, but
yeah, but you never know how it's going to come across.
Right. It can be a little bit confusing and complicated to get that set up right. So, but anyways, guys, I guess enough rambling.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you feel like you need to pause, just pause, and we'll
do I click it?
Yeah, we'll discuss whatever, or I'll pause it when I feel like. Because
please don't judge me too bad if I get it really bad.
Well, honestly, I think a lot of Americans get it bad, honestly. And it's all a learning experience. And I'm really excited, if you can't tell.
Don't expect too much from me.
Well, I'm really excited because I've been learning so much for so long now. And there's tons that I haven't learned about that I'll want to bring her in on some new videos as well. But there's going to be certain videos like this from the past that I just think are so important to know if you want to know about this part of it. Yeah, it's a foundational learning experience for moving in, knowing what this part of the world is about. But anyways, guys, enough rambling from us. Let's go ahead and dive in and check out the difference between the UK, Great Britain, and England explained.
Okay.
2. The United Kingdom and a whole lot more, explained by me, CGP Gray. The United Kingdom, England, Great Britain, are these three the same place? Are they different places? Do British people secretly laugh at those who use the terms incorrectly? Who knows the answers to these questions? I do, and I'm going to tell you right now. For the lost, this is the world, this is the European continent, and this is the place we have to untangle. The area shown in purple is the United Kingdom. Part of the confusion is that the United Kingdom is not a single country, but instead is a country of countries. It contains inside of it 4 co-equal and sovereign nations. The first of these is England, shown here in red. England is often confused with the United Kingdom as a whole because it's the largest and most populous of the nations. And
before we move forward, can you name the other 4 countries?
Probably, but only because you've been doing this for a while, so
true.
I've become more familiar.
Because I talked to you about this stuff.
I'll do my best. Okay, wait. There's England.
Yep, bottom.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah, that's the real confusing one to most people.
And
come on.
Wait. Okay, is this Wales?
Yeah.
And then up here is Scotland.
Yeah.
This whole thing is Scotland?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Scotland was that big.
Yeah,
wow.
It's actually smaller than England, I've learned, but they kind of on the map they look pretty similar.
Well, to me it looks smaller than England, but I didn't expect it to be that big.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And so I think the confusing part tends to be Northern Ireland because people...
And like I said, I only know that probably because you've been doing this. I don't think I would have got that right a year ago.
Right.
Contains the de facto capital city, London. To the north is Scotland, shown in blue, and to the west is Wales, shown in white. And, often forgotten even by those who live in the United Kingdom, is Northern Ireland, shown in orange. Each country has a local term for the population. While you can call them all British, it's not recommended as the 4 countries generally don't like each other.
Okay,
so the Northern Irish,
I need to pause this. Because I think I'm guilty of that, calling everyone British who's from the UK. And I know that's not right. So...
Yeah, I'm still kind of guilty of that because it's like when you're trying to talk about the UK as a whole, you know, it's like to separate everybody.
So then what do you call people who are from the UK?
I honestly...
It's not British.
Well, I mean, I think there's people in every country that are fine with being called British, but then there's people in those other 3 countries. Most people even people in England aren't always... they sometimes want to be called English. And so it's a very, depending on who you're talking to, someone in Scotland might be okay with being called British, but a lot of people in Scotland will be called
what's the definition of British?
Well,
okay.
well,
I feel like that's the term most used by people, but this isn't even
he'll technically get into that when
Okay.
kind of when he's talking about Great Britain.
So English, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish. Okay, the only one I didn't know was Northern Irish.
And then obviously you got Ireland down here.
Irish, yeah.
Well, that's Ireland. Yeah.
Right, but they would be called Irish.
Right,
just
right.
Irish.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got the Welsh. Well, it says it right here.
Yeah, I know that.
And one that is really confusing to me is what Northern Irish people would prefer to be called in general. I mean, sometimes I'm sure some are fine with being called Irish, but some, you know,
it's really a sore subject, maybe.
For a lot of people, yeah, because a lot of people align themselves more from Northern Ireland. They align themselves with the British, and so it's just like people don't understand UK, Great Britain versus England. They also there's a lot of complication when it comes to if you're trying to call everybody in the UK one type of person, it can kind of be
offensive,
for some people, I believe so, and it can kind of get complicated. And yeah,
all right, let's go on.
Whoops.
Scottish and Welsh regard the English as slave-driving colonial masters, no matter that all 3 have their own devolved parliaments and are allowed to vote on English laws, despite the reverse not being true, and the English generally regard the rest as rural yokels who spend too much time with their sheep. However, as the 4 constituent countries don't have their own passports, they are all British citizens, like it or not.
Okay, so they are British.
Of the United Kingdom, whose full name, by the way.
So we're right if we call everyone from the UK British, technically.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
But for some people, like there's people in all the countries outside of England will say there's movements there's separatist movement, nationalist movements so it really does depend on who you're talking to. And so it's the same thing with technically like Ireland and like the whole area there is technically the British Isles, but people in Ireland sometimes take offense to that. And it's like, but technically that is what it is officially called.
We're going literal.
Right. So it's just, it's one of those things that...
It can be a touchy subject.
Right. It can for some people, yeah.
is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So where's Great Britain hiding? Right here. The area covered in black is Great Britain. Unlike England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, Great Britain is a geographical rather than a political.
Great Britain is everything but Northern Ireland.
Great Britain is an island, and Ireland is an island, but
so Northern Ireland is not part of Great Britain, but they are part of the UK.
Right. Yeah. And so the easier way to remember that is basically you obviously have all these small islands right out here.
Those are part of Scotland, right?
All these islands up here, yes. But what the main thing to remember is there's two large islands, and Northern Ireland, like this is all Ireland.
Island of Ireland,
and this is the island of Great Britain.
And then together they're the UK,
these four,
and Ireland. Okay,
right?
All right, I got it.
And Ireland is technically called. Some people would just call it Ireland.
Of Ireland.
Yes,
okay,
you've heard me say that. Yeah.
Turkey.
So this is all the gray here is the Republic of Ireland, and this is Northern Ireland.
Okay.
And then you getting it.
Term. Great Britain is the largest island among the British Isles. Within the United Kingdom, the term Great Britain is often used to refer to England, Scotland, and Wales alone, with the intentional exclusion of Northern Ireland. This is mostly, but not completely true, as all three constituent countries have islands that are not part of Great Britain, such as the Isle of Wight, part of England, the Welsh Isle of Anglesey, the Scottish Hebrides, the Shetland Islands, the Auckland Islands, and the islands of the Clyde. The second biggest island in the British Isles is Ireland. It's worth noting at this point that Ireland is not a country. Like Great Britain, it is a geographical, not political term. The island of Ireland contains on it two countries, Northern Ireland, which we have already discussed, and the Republic of Ireland. When people say they are Irish, they are referring to the Republic of...
Okay, I would have failed that. So Ireland, there is no country called Ireland.
Well, no, it's an island. Ireland. Yeah, but technically,
and Republic of Ireland is a country, and Northern Ireland is.
But when someone says Ireland, they're talking about the Republic of Ireland. You know,
not always.
Well, I mean,
it's not people who don't know.
Well, Mia, I get what you're saying.
Like before this, I would have just called the whole island a country.
Right.
Ireland.
I was the exact same way. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I had no idea that when I started this, I had no idea Northern Ireland was actually a separate country. Yeah. I'd heard of Northern Ireland. I just assumed that it was the northern part of Ireland. I had never learned that before.
I didn't either.
So,
or maybe I did and I just didn't know.
Of Ireland, which is a separate country from the United Kingdom. However, both the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom are members of the European Union, even though England in particular likes to pretend that it's an island in the mid-Atlantic rather than 50 kilometers off the coast of France.
Wait, is this old?
Yes.
So since Brexit happened, they're not part of the EU.
The Republic of Ireland is, because that's not part of the UK.
But the UK itself is no longer part of the EU.
Right.
Okay, I thought so.
But that's a story for another time. To review, the two largest islands in the British Isles are Ireland and Great Britain. Ireland has on it two countries, the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, while Great Britain mostly contains three, England, Scotland, and Wales. These last three, when combined with Northern Ireland, form the United Kingdom. Okay. There are still many unanswered questions, such as why when you travel to Canada is there British royalty on the money? To answer this, we need to talk about empire. You can't have gone to school in the English-speaking world without having learned that the British Empire once spanned a fourth of the world's land and governed nearly a fourth of the world's people. While it's easy to remember the parts of the British Empire that broke away violently, we often forget how many nations gained independence through diplomacy, not bloodshed. These want-to-be nations struck a deal with the empire where they continue to recognize the monarchy as the...
So Canada, Australia, is one New Zealand?
Probably New Zealand is one.
And I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Bottom left.
I don't remember the difference between the flags of Australia and New Zealand.
I know they're very similar. I think this is Australia. The bottom right.
One of those are.
And then the top right, I think, is New Zealand, but I have no idea. I bet that's
There's a ton of them.
Yeah, but I bet that. Oh, okay.
There's a ton of.
I was just gonna say that. I bet that's like a Pacific Island or something.
Who knows?
The head of state in exchange for a local autonomous parliament. To understand how they are connected, we need to talk about the crown. Not the physical crown that sits behind glass in the Tower of London and earns millions of tourist pounds for the UK, but the crown is a complicated legal entity best thought of as a one-man corporation. Who created this corporation? God did. According to British tradition, all power is vested in God, and the monarch is crowned in a Christian ceremony. God, however, not wanting to be bothered with micromanagement, conveniently delegates his power to an entity called the Crown. While this used to be the physical crown in the Tower of London, it evolved over time into a legal corporation sole, able to be controlled only by the ruling monarch. It's a useful reminder that the United Kingdom is still technically a theocracy, with the reigning monarch acting as both the head of state and the supreme governor of the official state religion, Anglicanism. Such are the oddities that arise when dealing with a 1,000-year-old monarchy. Back to Canada and the rest. The former colonies that gained their independence through diplomacy and continue to recognize the authority of the crown are known as the Commonwealth realm. They are, in decreasing order of population, Canada, Australia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Jamaica, the Solomon Islands, Belize, the Bahamas, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Tuvalu. All are independent nations, but still recognize the monarchy as the head of state, even though it has little real power within their borders. There are 3 further entities that belong to the Crown, and these are the Crown dependencies: the Isle of Man, Jersey, and Guernsey. Unlike the Commonwealth realm, they are not considered independent nations, but are granted local autonomy by the Crown and British citizenship by the United Kingdom, though the UK does reserve the right to overrule the laws of their local assemblies. Are we done now? Almost, but not quite. There are still a couple of loose threads, such as this place, the tiny city of Gibraltar on the southern coast of Spain, famous for its rock, its monkeys, and for causing diplomatic tension between the United Kingdom and Spain. Or what about the Falkland Islands, which caused so much tension between the United Kingdom and Argentina that they went to war over them? These places belong in the last group of Crown properties known as British Overseas Territories, but their former name, Crown Colonies, gives away their origin. They are the last vestiges of the British Empire. Unlike the Commonwealth realm, they have not become independent nations and continue to rely on the United Kingdom for military and sometimes economic assistance. Like the Crown dependencies, everyone born within their borders is a British citizen. The Crown colonies are, in decreasing order of population, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, the Turks and Caicos Islands, Gibraltar, the British Virgin Islands, Equatorial and Dekelia, Anguilla, St. Helena, the Ascension Islands, Tristan da Cunha, Montserrat, the British Indian Ocean Territory, the South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands.
Wait. So these countries, are these countries, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not even sure if are all countries. I think they are all countries.
So these are still British citizens, technically?
Technically, yes.
Oh, so their passports would be British.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay. Just like, I guess...
This is a good rehash for me because this was my first video, like I was saying, and so Yeah, I mean, over a period of time, you forget some of this, and I'm picking up a little bit of it again. But
so the British Virgin Islands, just like the U.S. Virgin Islands, they're United States citizens. Right?
It makes me wonder: do they actually vote for things that are going to happen?
I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
That's interesting.
Their vote probably only counts for local votes. Mm-hmm. Just like what is it in Puerto Rico? Here they get to vote.
They don't vote for president, right?
I don't remember if they. I think they vote for president, but they can't. They don't have a representative or senators representing them.
Puerto Rican citizens get to vote for U.S. presidents?
I don't remember. I think they do, but I think the issue is they don't have senators because they're technically not a state. Mm-hmm. And so I'm curious how that works. The way votes and stuff like that happen with these, smaller British territories or overseas territories. Let us know in the comments, guys. How exactly does that work? Yeah. Do they actually get to vote for things that generally happen they're not part of the UK, so that wouldn't be. I don't know. I'm guessing they're not part of the UK itself, so they probably wouldn't have. I don't know. Yeah, that's confusing. There's so much going on. It's just
Antarctic territory and the Pitcairn Islands. For our final Venn diagram, the United Kingdom is a country situated on the British Isles and is part of the Crown, which is controlled by the monarchy. Also part of the Crown and the British Isles are the Crown dependencies. The independent nations of the former empire that still recognize the Crown are the Commonwealth realm, and the non-independent remnants of the former empire are the British overseas territories. Thank you very much for watching.
That's a lot.
Okay. Wow is what I always say when I learn something new about all this stuff, because it's it's insane.
I would say I have the
main
three parts.
Yeah, which is mainly that's the most important thing to pick up
for the most part anyway.
Right.
So, yeah.
I do I still haven't really learned about any of these Commonwealth realms or British overseas territories. What is it? What is it? The Gibraltar. That's one I've been told I need to check out. And then can't remember what the Falkland Islands was another. I'm sure all these places have interesting things to check out about them, but Gibraltar and the Falkland Islands seem to be the two that have been brought up in the comments in the past that I need to look into.
So when they say crown dependencies, like Isle of Man, Guernsey, and Jersey, does that mean they're financially supported by?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they have partial independence, but like, for example, the Isle of Man,
it's very small. Right?
Yes, it's kind of independent, but it is basically the British military protects it.
Okay.
And so it's kind of dependent.
So like if something happened there, they would come in to.
From what I understand, like I said, this has been so long since I looked at some of these videos, and when you're literally almost every single day for well over a year now, I've been studying all this stuff. And so, you remember certain things and you kind of forget certain things, which is the great part of rehashing certain things like this, because it helps me.
Yeah, and talking about it with someone else helps to retain it.
Right. This is great because it's like, I'm not really teaching you, but at the same time, I guess I am a little bit.
And you know more than I do.
Right. So I know more than you. And so if I'm teaching someone, it's a little easier to remember some of it. And so,
yeah, like I said, I did better than I thought I would, but only because I think you've been doing this for a year.
And you hear bits and pieces of something I'll say.
Some stuff sinks in. And
right.
So I think I would have did a lot worse a year ago.
Yeah. And she's been reading some of the comments too. And, especially since doing these reaction videos with the trying videos and stuff like that. And, it's been really fun. I've enjoyed doing these few videos together, and
it's good to have some more historical knowledge of everything too.
Yeah,
to go along with the culture and the food and all that.
Right. So, guys, like I said, Lindsay's going to come along with me on some videos moving forward. I'm still going to do my regular videos, but I think it's going to be fun to bring her along, and so I'm curious. Do you think it's good for us to do this on this one channel and just do some videos together? Both some like this one that I've seen before, but a lot of them are going to be brand new that neither of us seen before.
Some more fun ones, and
she wants to do some more kind of fun videos. I don't do as much comedy and stuff as probably I should be exploring, and that's something that she'll probably pull me into a little bit more. But I'm curious, should we start up another channel separately, or should we just continue doing stuff on this channel? What do you think, guys? But yeah, what'd you think? Pretty interesting?
Yeah, I'm glad I have a better understanding now. It makes more sense to me.
Yep, so now you know what the UK, Great Britain, and England are.
Yeah.
He just added all the other stuff here, but that was the main part of the video. But anyways, guys, you got anything you want to say?
No, thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover our British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.